So did you guys notice that that last video just cut off right in the middle of what I was saying? It's my computer memory thinks that it's completely full and there's nothing on my computer because my computer had it was like less than a quarter full. The hard memory on the hard drive was less than a quarter full. So I went and I deleted all my videos because I'm thinking, what else could it be? So I took my videos off my computer, and it only took out like a sliver of the memory. So they obviously did something to my computer, and I don't know what they did. But my computer thinks that there's all this memory taken up, and there's not. I don't have anything on my computer. But I wanted to say something about that, the stuff that's been going on with the bathroom. They were doing construction work on the other side of the wall in the bathroom last summer. There was all this hammering going on. And and then, you know, the other day I was I heard what sounded like, loud music being played next door. And I I was in the bathroom when I heard it, and then I exited the bathroom and I shut the door, and the music was gone. So I don't think it's my neighbors. I think it's somebody that's observing me in my apartment and using sound tech and other devices to assault me and persecute me in privacy of my own home. But they want you to think that it's your neighbors, and they want you to think it's the people around you, because then that provokes you, and they hope that you're going to do something, provoke a fight or something like that, so that they can then label you however they want. They need to label you as something, you know. But anyway, so just recently I went to the park with my son, and by the way, I don't remember if I told you this in the last video, but that neighbor keeps coming outside and smoking when my son goes out to play. That's still happening. So, and I've told you guys in the past the crazy stuff that happens every time I take my son to the park. Well, just recently I decided, okay, well, let's just go to the park again and hope that nothing happens, because I always hope that nothing's going to happen. Well, sure enough, we're at the park, and within 15 minutes, this big man shows up. And they're always big men, it seems like. Because, just really quick, if you guys remember when I was in Brooklyn, when I was in New York City, when I was pregnant, I was like 6 to 8 months pregnant. This big man, he was like 7 feet tall, and he was big. He looked like a Nephilim giant. And there was nobody else crossing the street. It was just me and this man coming toward me. And I moved to go, I was trying to stay as far away from him as I could, but he kept getting closer to me, and he was moving to get closer to me, and he shoved me with his shoulder. This huge 7 foot tall Nephilim giant man shoving me when I was pregnant. And then I saw him again on the other side of town. This is New York City. That I saw this man again on the other side of town. He was, no question about it, this man was a gang stalker, okay? And these people are evil, all right? And then that other time I told you about, when I was in Brooklyn after I had my baby, and I'm pushing my baby in a stroller down the sidewalk going to the grocery store. And I'm the kind of person that never says anything to anybody. I'm always polite. I'm always nice to everyone. But they always want people to think that you're evil, and so to justify the evil that they do. And I'm telling you, they are way off. They are downright evil. I don't even think they're human, you guys. But anyway, I'm minding my own business. Never mean to anybody in my entire life. Never even done anything. Even the gang stalkers do stuff to me, and I don't even say anything to them. Never, you guys. I never say anything to the gang stalkers, ever. I don't say anything to anybody who's persecuting me. I don't respond to them. You will rarely even see me respond to somebody that's attacking me on YouTube. You will rarely, rarely see me respond to them. Occasionally I do. But I'm telling you, with these gang stalkers, I never respond to them. But anyway, I'm just pushing my stroller down the sidewalk with my baby, a single mom with her baby, and these two big men. They're always big men. If you look on YouTube, everybody that's attacking me is a man. They all look like they're military. These two big men are standing out in front of this big truck, and I'm talking a big truck, like a not an SUV. It was like a pickup truck, but it was like the biggest pickup truck there is. It was huge, brand new, up to date, like whatever, probably the newest one that came out. And they're standing in front of it just staring at me. They're double parked on the street, on a Brooklyn street in the middle of the day, just staring at me as I'm walking on the sidewalk with my baby, trying to intimidate me. And that was the same spot where that Masonic flag was hanging. Remember that? And it had the rising sun on it. And then when I came back from the grocery store, it was the U.S. flag that was hanging in that same spot. And so when I was coming back from the grocery store, they're still standing there and they're just staring at me. And I passed by them and I went all the way down to the corner. And before I got to the corner, I felt my heart stop. So they were shooting me with some type of device that was making my heart flutter. And so I went to go around the corner on where this brick building was, and I kind of looked back, and they were still looking at me, just standing there, staring at me, not doing anything else but intimidating a single mom and her baby who never did anything to anybody in her life and doesn't even hurt bugs. I mean, these people are disgusting, putrid excuses for human males. I don't know what they are, but they're not human. I don't know what they are. But anyway, that was just to give you the framework of what these people do. So just recently, when I was at the park with my son, again, this big man shows up with his little girl. They just got back from church. So he's probably a Jehovah's Witness elder. And that's what hit me today. It just hit me today. I'm like, wait a minute. These are brothers. These are Jehovah's Witness brothers that are doing this. They're Masons. Because the Jehovah's Witness religion is a Masonic religion. I mean, I figured that out a couple years ago. I didn't know that before, but it is. They have the symbolism everywhere. Joseph, whatever his name is, the guy that founded the Jehovah's Witness. I mean, his grave is on the Masonic property. It's a Masonic religion, but the whole thing, it's the synagogue of Satan. And I was, it just hit me today that that's what's going on here. Because when I'm at the park and all of a sudden all these men show up and they're surrounding me and they're one of them sitting on the bench staring at me and the other one's circling the park on a bike and two more show up. It's just ridiculous what these men do. Why do these big men need to go around harassing somebody who's never done anything to anyone in her life and she's just alone, single with a baby? Why do they even need to group up with each other to do that? I mean, it is disgusting. And so I decided today that I'm going to press charges. I'm going to press charges against that man because not only did he abuse me when I was a child, but then when my mom reported it to the church, they ignored it. And the persecution that they've been doing to me is directly related to what my mom reported to the church. Okay? I'm not going to get into detail, but it's directly related to that. The stuff that these men are doing when they're persecuting me, like at the grocery store, one time on the bus, I mean, just everywhere I go, at the park. Last summer I was at the park and I don't know how many cop cars, like these big SUV cop cars, all just show up at the park. And it's just every time it's just constant. It's attempted murder is what it is. It's attempted murder, okay? And so what I was going to say is that, this kid that witnessed the event that happened when I was a child, he witnessed it because I remember him telling his mom about it. And I'm sitting there thinking, in 1999, I was sitting there thinking about it. I need to go talk to that kid and ask him what he knows about that incident. That time when they would wait for me after school, I was in like 4th grade, and they would block my path home from the bus stop, and I had that missing time and everything. He witnessed that. He was somehow knew about that because he told his mom about it. And his mom asked my mom about it, and then my mom asked me. So he knew about it somehow. So I'm thinking, why does he know about that incident? Because I didn't remember him being there, but I didn't remember what had happened. So I was thinking about it in 1999, and I'm like, I'm going to go talk to that kid and find out what he knows. I didn't write it down. I didn't tell anybody. I was just thinking it. And the next day, my mom came over to tell me that he had died of a drug overdose that night. The same night that I was sitting there thinking about going over and asking him about that white van incident. The same night he died of a drug overdose. So these people are murdering people. So you guys, I have to press charges against these people. I got to press charges against the man that abused me. I've got to do it. I should have done it a long time ago. Okay? I have to, and it's gonna ruin my mom's life, but I have to do it. I have to press charges against that man, and I'm gonna press charges against the church, because not only did they ignore the report of this abuse, but they're ignoring reports of abuse all over. It's widespread, you guys, and it's not even the Jehovah's Witnesses. It's the Catholics and all these other mainstream religions. They're the synagogue of Satan, you guys. These mainstream religions are the synagogue of Satan. These priests, their priests are abusing and raping children. And they're getting away with it. And so I've decided that I have to dedicate my life from now on to making sure that every single one of those abusers goes to jail. And that church pays for what they've done. So I'm going to dedicate from now on. Let me tell you this, okay? Because I am serious. These fulfillments of Scripture point to the rapture coming up. And I really hope that the rapture is coming. I hope that I don't have to do this. Because I feel like I've already been through way too much. I don't want to have to go through trial and all this stuff. I've already been through way over my head too much. I can't handle it. So I don't want to have to do this. But if God does not pass judgment on these evil, I don't even know what they are. They're not human. I'm not going to call them people because they're not people. I don't know what they are. If God doesn't pass judgment on them by the end of March, and if the rapture doesn't happen by the end of March, because I told you guys that timeline that I've been studying, I've never seen anything more convincing in my life. But I told you before, if nothing happens by March, then I am done. I am not going to try to figure out when the rapture is, and I'm going to dedicate the rest of my life to making sure that man goes to prison, and that everyone involved goes to prison, including those putrid excuses for a male human on YouTube that are attacking me. I'm going to make sure they go to prison too. And everyone else that's been attacking me. And I'm going to dedicate my life, the rest of my life, to make sure that judgment is passed out on those people if God doesn't do it. And I hope God does do it, you guys. I hope God does it. Because I am really weak and I cannot handle I can't handle it. I can't handle it. The stuff that they're doing. It's so evil, and it's over my head. So much of it has been over my head all of this time. It's only been in recent years that I've figured out a lot of it. But that's pretty much it. So I'll let you guys go.